Welcome back to Fuzzy People. This is episode number 2. I'm one of your hosts, Jesse, and with me, as always, is Richard.
Richard Knyazhuk, host number 2. Hello, hello.
In the world. How's it going, Richard?
Oh, you know, what does Richard do? Work, sit on couch. My butt's getting kind of big.
Okay. Good.
It's good radio.
Good start.
You fishing for compliments?
No, I wish. I wish I got compliments.
And with us tonight for a very low-key kind of podcast. It's a weird night for podcasting. But with us is Kevin Budnik.
Hey, podcast land.
Welcome, Kevin.
Again.
Actually, welcome us, because we're in Kevin's apartment currently.
My house.
A spooky apartment.
I'll let you guys come inside.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, because I'm pretty sure that was a gunshot.
You just missed my awesome setup. I let you guys come inside. Am I allowed to make sex jokes?
All the
make
time.
As many as you want.
I don't make a lot of sex jokes, so I'm not going to make any more sex jokes. That's about as immature as I get right there. You just gotta get it out of my system.
Just once per day.
Gunshot.
Yeah. Right outside, like right before you buzzed us in, it sounded like it came from a couple blocks away.
Which I also heard because I was inside and I buzzed you in. So we were essentially in the same. Hey, there
the lights keep flickering, so it's just a weird, creepy night.
It's violently windy outside.
Puddles everywhere.
It was like 50 degrees today, and we just had this incredible snowstorm on Monday. It's been a really awful winter here in Chicago, and all of the snow is melting, and everything.
Oh, the streets are flooded. Yeah. It's great. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck you for driving.
Dude, fuck people for trying to walk. I was walking home from work today, and I had this, like, Morgan Freeman narration in my head, like, from March of the Penguins. It was kind of nice, actually.
As you waddled by?
Well, no, because it was me and then this couple, and we were trying to get around this big... So we were the street meets the sidewalk, like, for the crosswalk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all residential over here, so it's kind of very steep sidewalks that go into streets. So this couple and then me, we're trying to get around this big puddle, and there was this little ridge where clearly people had all day been trying to like maneuver, like tightrope it around this big puddle. And so the girl goes first, and then me, or the girl goes first, and then her boyfriend, and then me. And it was just like we all had our arms out, and I was like the intrepid Chicagoan.
It's like everybody like that bit that I did last night was like brand new. Like I hadn't even tried, but it's like everybody gets to walk like a kid again. Like it's just like just fucking everywhere.
Yeah, you have your arms out. I tried to grab onto a bush earlier to like hold myself balanced.
I climbed on a fence to get around a puddle.
Yeah,
Jen and I just stuck our feet in the holes of the fence and the tops and just kind of went across. I don't know what the term is, but we couldn't endanger ourselves, our feet, our poorly wrapped feet.
Yeah, it feels like you're in a video game. It's like creeping along the ledge.
Or American Gladiators. Oh, that was the first thing I wrote.
Just every street corner, just foam padded gladiators.
Yeah,
I wish.
That'd be amazing.
Big boss in my neighborhood is the local schizophrenic.
I would gladly have my tax dollars paid for that service.
I would not have government mandated Thunderdome. I don't want that.
A Thunderdome amongst
a Nerf Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it is like it's Nerf blood sport.
Yeah.
People I've talked
Truly
to
is.
I've talked to people who, reality TV is sort of like the closest thing we've come to blood sport. We're getting closer and closer with every single incarnation of it. But I think American Gladiators was essentially like the first step towards that. but it's so benign now. It's like they're just shooting balls at people, sponges at people.
Yeah.
As opposed to the massive psychological warfare going on, like how can you
in
be
their
a
heads
terrible person to everyone around you, and we'll film it. It'll be great.
Well, soon Running Man is going to be real, I'm sure. we just take prisoners and stick them in an abandoned underground city maze, and then it's like a decaying labyrinth.
Wait, what happens if you get out of the maze?
Is that Stallone or is that Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger. I think what happened is you got a vacation or something out of it.
Well, you win your freedom.
Are you win your freedom?
Yeah, you win your freedom.
That's a vacation.
Yeah, you get a week in Mexico and then right back into the labyrinth.
Oh, that existence. I'm kind of glad we're not there just yet.
I hope we. It's frightening.
Well, what do you think's closer? Do you think a Running Man type scenario, like American Gladiators, but much more violent and stabby? Do you think that's closer, or do you think like a death race? Will NASCAR transform or evolve into this death race?
This variations on a theme, because Death Race was okay, are you talking Death Race like the original? Death Race?
Yeah, 2000.
Well then, no, Death Race 2000. That's not the original.
Was that not?
Oh my God, are you serious? You've never seen the David Carradine Death Race?
I've
seen parts.
Oh my God, no! You need to watch this movie. It's a cult movie. I think it was a Harvey Korman movie. He was a famous B movie director. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But it stars David Carradine. You know who David Carradine is. He's famous for Kung Fu movies and the TV show and
Kill Bill.
Yeah, he was Bill in Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not gonna go there. Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Not the end.
But also that thing.
Can't spoil the end.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
People do things.
Yeah.
People do things and it accidentally ends up leaving them with an embarrassing corpse. No, but he was an incredible actor, and anyway, this movie is great because it's like the concept is it's like this weird utopian future or dystopian future, and the president is essentially sponsoring this cross-country race of these teams, and there are these cartoonish stereotypes like there's Frankenstein. What's shit? It's gonna really like.
Was that not it? Was he not called Frankenstein?
His character's name is Frankenstein, but it's something else in general. I can't remember all the actual character names. I have bad recall at this moment. But it's like there's like the German guy, and like everybody. Yeah. It's like a wacky races. It's like wacky races, but if you kill people on your way from point A to point B, you get points, and that's where. When you're in high school and you're driving with your friends, you're like, "Oh, hit the guy for 5 points." Like that's where that comes from.
Oh shit!
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it's called Death Race. I think it's even called Death Race 2000. It's probably streaming on Netflix because that's where I first saw it.
Yeah.
It's way better than Jason Statham being an escaped prisoner. Yeah. Oh, and then there's also this like breeding thing where
what?
yeah, it's like population control is the idea for why they started the Death Race. There's like too
always
many
a room.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's this also like, well, I don't want to spoil it. But it turns like essentially this guy David Carradine plays this like master racer who's always won the race. He's won the race every year, and but he in turn and you win the race by killing your competitors as well as killing all the people on the way there. And I think they're racing from like New York to LA or something like that. And I'm sure if people are listening to this and I'm getting all of these facts incorrect, they're like getting really, really irate and screaming at their screens.
Don't worry, we won't have message boards.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but they'll find us. They'll use the power of the internet.
They can mutter.
Come get us.
Yeah.
With your words.
They can mutter themselves at their office desks.
Right.
Who are you really mad at?
for not knowing the name of David Carradine's character in WCW.
We'll find out one day.
But yeah,
One
he's supposedly this like really messed up guy. He's been mangled through all the times he's gone through the races and stuff, and then you end up finding out a thing or two about this character and his motives and who he really is, and so it's awesome. It's such a good movie, and it's so campy and so low budget, and it's that's why you should never like. If you look at the comparison between Jason Statham's version and this one, it's just like, why would you bother doing that? Because there's a certain aesthetic sense that needs to be preserved.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but they never do. Like, they're just bastardizing everything they can get their hands on.
Didn't go see RoboCop?
Oh, yeah, this is Blaspheme?
Yeah, you're
Never seen the whole original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I need to get on that. And I am from Michigan, so, like...
Isn't that
Detroit.
Michigan's official movie? RoboCop.
It's one of them.
Might as well be, yeah.
Detroit Rock City.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That one's fantastic.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't understand why they always seem to remake good movies. Why do they can't possibly make it better?
Of movies. They even remake shitty movies.
Well, they should be doing that more. That should be more of a practice instead of just rebooting it like Spider-Man after Spider-Man after Spider-Man.
But I think it's a mix. I think you get the people that are just doing it for, like, oh, we can monetize this, like, sell it to a new generation.
Uh-huh.
But then you get the people that, like, that do it because they fucking love that thing. And, like...
I agree with that to a certain extent, if you do it right. But then again, like, I mean, that's, people's subjective definition of the word right. But, like, the Evil Dead movie, I didn't see it, but I hear it was okay. I don't think it really upset anybody very, very much.
No, it wasn't upsetting. It was gross. I mean, but you'd have to see...
Upset, like, fans of the original.
Yeah.
I think it was what they did with it, I think, was they took it so far afield from what the original was as to not upset any of the core fans. Because you can see, like, a remake and the original as, like, two different things in a way. I don't know.
Now, I don't know if you guys have given this much thought, maybe while you're on the toilet or just snoozing off to bed.
Don't think about anything on the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what your iPhone is for. Or your not iPhone.
For not thinking.
Crossword puzzles.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah. But,
Twitter at work. That's what I did today, actually.
It's the best.
Right?
Work pooping.
But if there was one movie that you could remake, which one would it be?
Oh, that's a really good thought. That's going to take some time.
We'll come back.
Have to edit out a large pause.
What's yours?
Yeah, do you have one? You don't have one, do you?
I do.
You do? Okay, so I thought this was one of those things where you pose the question and then someone just flips it on you to stall.
Yeah, I'm really just...
Oh, shit, wait, no.
I was just suggesting.
Yeah.
No, but what's your movie?
The movie that I would really want to see remade, or if I could just, take the helm, of course, would be Aliens vs. Predator.
Good.
I fucking hated that interpretation of that movie.
Well, what's your motive for remaking something? Are you remaking it because you think someone did it wrong and it's just a shitty movie? Well, that wasn't a remake; it was just a continuation.
It wasn't. It wasn't a remake, but it was the first sort of dive into that sort of mixing of the franchises between the Predator and Alien. So, Paul Anderson. Paul Thomas Anderson, the guy, I believe that's his name, the guy who made Mortal Kombat, and
is that right?
Yeah,
he made The Master.
Huh? No! Oh, no! Then it's the wrong
person.
It's the wrong Paul Anderson.
I don't know anything about Alien vs. Predator, so I was throwing things out.
Can you imagine?
You said Paul
Thomas Anderson's Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I would watch the fuck out of that movie.
It would be beautiful.
That's my choice for the remake.
Raiden would be played by... Who's he playing in the original?
I forget his name.
He just looks so much like Tim Robbins in High Fidelity. I can't separate Tim Robbins' character in High Fidelity from whoever played Raiden in Mortal Kombat. Just go back and look at somebody find a screenshot, find that, and compare them.
Yeah. Wait, so do you have one?
I don't have one at the moment, but I can start thinking. I want to see Paul Thomas Anderson's Mortal Kombat. I want to see Wes Anderson's Mortal Kombat.
That would also be, yeah.
Oh, man. They just lay out the weapons.
Yeah. There's like very few weapons, though, you know?
Yeah.
It would just be like,
a character introduction. You know, here's Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
You know, Sonya smoking a cigarette or something.
Johnny Cage,
that's pretty out of character.
Former Hollywood actor, disgraced upon his his failures to draw any major box office grosses, turns to the streets and decides to. I can't imitate a good like Alec Baldwin.
Oh, it's there.
I wasn't trying to do an imitation, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
just Sub-Zero and just Sub-Zero and Scorpion and just like pastels.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes
Very
me
good.
so happy.
But they're feuding all the time. It's just...
No, they're just like really passive aggressively commenting towards each other. There's no, and then like at the end, like one of them hauls off and just punches the other. But instead of punching him, you know, he just like spears him through the chest.
Yeah. Man, I can't imagine such quick violence in a Wes Anderson movie. I would just imagine instead of Sub-Zero blasting out some ice.
Well, he's always
out of his
got that
hands.
one signature like zoom in close up
Oh yeah,
thing.
yeah. I just always imagine it. I imagine that Sub-Zero in a Wes Anderson interpretation would just sprinkle snow
I was thinking
to a
of like
Peanuts soundtrack.
I was thinking of like a correspondence stock, like a drawing of a picture of a still image of a correspondence stock, and it was like Sub-Zero from Scorpion, and it just says "Get over here," and stop, get over here.
All right. And with that, I think we're going to take a break. We will be right back after we exorcise the ghost that's in this apartment.
Okay. I gotta wait till the next round to come in.
Yep.
I'm sitting here drawing and I don't know what to do. They asked me to record with them and I don't know. Screw. I'm not very good at rapping, but they just told me about this like 2 minutes ago. I wish I was prepared. I need to get a cut, hair. That's it.
Welcome back to Fuzzy People. We got the ghost out. Turns out that ghost was a fucking prankster, though. Unplugged our microphone before we even started recording.
Good way to bring it around.
Yeah. So sorry for the just garbage quality sound-wise on that first segment.
Should I be offended that you guys are implying my apartment's haunted?
No, treat it as an honor. We're a weird kind.
Yeah. Plus, this is a pretty old building.
Have you guys ever had any ghost encounters in your lives?
Kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You have a ghost story?
I do have a ghost story.
Tell us a ghost
hear
story.
it.
Okay, so I'm not gonna name a name, but there's this friend amongst us that was kind of a catalyst. Like his family history has had a history of this kind of stuff, and so there was this hookah bar that he and another friend opened. It was the first hookah bar in our hometown, and so a lot of this stuff is like secondhand. But there, like a lot of times, people would come and find the cash register, or they'd leave their cell phone out on a table, and they'd come back, and the numbers 4357 would be punched in, and the only thing that it spells is help.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Weird.
But then once I
Or
went...
4375? What was it
Something
like when you
like
flip
that,
it
yeah,
upside
yeah.
down?
No, like the touch tone, like if you go onto your phone.
Oh.
That's the only
Yeah.
thing.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's also weird because it's like the 4 and the 3 is like the
Yeah.
H and the E, and the 7 is the L.
Right.
The 5 is like could be. It could be just Shell, like Shel Silverstein.
Yeah.
It could just be a big fan.
Hellbus.
SHEL.
But then also the same building, I went to help paint one afternoon in the summer when they were like getting ready to open, and I go upstairs and I hear like music playing, and go up past this, like there are 2 flights of stairs, get up, the door's locked, knock a couple times, and my friend whips the door open, and it looks shocked to see me when he knew I was on my way over, and he was like, thank God someone's here. This is like the 3rd time, 4th time that I've heard knocking and no one was there. And then I got back up on the ladder and heard knocking, and then I yelled, fuck you, and then the CD started skipping, saying, fuck you, on the lyric. It was some Damien Rice song. Yeah. So that was repeating. So he was like, let's get the fuck out of this building.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. Like all my shit was on edge, like goosebumps and shit.
That's crazy.
And we're walking past this little kitchenette, and he looks inside and the light's on, and the sink is full of hot soapy water, and he's like, did you do this? I was like, no, I just got here. He's like, alright, we're taking that walk. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I thought you were going to say when it was like full of. It was. When you got to the part in your story where it was full of, and my brain was like, no! What did I say? Full of parts.
Blood. But yeah,
That's really creepy.
yeah.
Kevin,
It's a good night for it.
Yeah.
Spooky night.
Yeah.
have you ever had
A ghost interaction? No,
Uh-huh.
I have not. I'm thankful because I would be very scared.
Yeah.
I was listening to. There was actually another podcast I was listening to where every episode they do like a share a ghost story type thing, and I was listening to one where they just the whole episode was all ghost stories, and I live alone, and this apartment is pretty small, but like still like this refrigerator does hum, you can hear it, and so I'm in the other room, and all the lights are off because I'm not. You don't leave lights on. You don't want to pay your. This is electric heat. This is electric lights. The bill goes up.
Yeah,
start plugging lamp bulbs into potatoes or something.
Yeah.
Really save those dollars.
Prepare for the inevitable end of the world. But then what happens when the cold outside kills all the potatoes, Richard? Because it's too cold right now to grow potatoes. It's the end of the world.
The simple answer of indoor gardening. All I got is fucking cilantro. What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
I have a half-dead clover plant and a poinsettia that's a poinsettia. It's a really big poinsettia, and it's all green. I'll describe it for those of you who are not here because it's a podcast. It's about 3 feet tall, whereas when I bought it, it was about 6 inches tall.
How old is it?
It's a year and so I bought it on clearance. Not last Christmas, but last Christmas. So a year and some change.
You are keeping that baby alive.
Yeah, I don't know how it's alive. It's in a very small pot.
Huh. Should put an ornament on it.
No, it would probably turn over like a Charlie Brown tree.
Did it bloom? Like, has it bloomed since?
Well, what happens is when a poinsettia, I guess, gets to a certain point, they just their red the red leaves fall off, and then they don't grow back. I don't know. Because it didn't grow any red leaves any other time.
Okay.
Maybe they just paint it.
I think
Home
maybe it
Depot or
has something to
something.
do with like the season, or like when it first blooms, like when it's growing, like maybe a baby.
It's its duck fuzz.
Yeah, exactly. it's first shedding skin.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Again, I have no living things in my apartment because I don't I don't trust my... Like, I'm sure I could take care of a plant, but it's a garden apartment, so it's like, that thing is...
No light.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, how funny. No light in the garden apartment.
It's a garden apartment, which means it's full of dirt and worms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, my cats, the cats that I live with, I should
They're
say...
not your cats, they're your girlfriend's cats.
Yeah, I should say I also live with these freeloading cats. They destroyed everything that I love, like my huge tree that I had in the apartment. I had a nice, like, 4 or 5 foot sort of tree, and they just started pissing in it all the time. And you think that would do wonders for the plant?
No, that's why would you think that?
Concentrations of salt, dude.
Yep. Well,
Cats can drink seawater. Like, you know that pee is
Well, also, like,
desalinated.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, as cute and cuddly and funny as they are, especially when they roll around. Yeah, they just chew off
your
everything.
tree.
Yeah, they murdered my tree. They chewed the leaves off of all my other plants. So, you know, hello apocalypse.
Plant apocalypse.
Can't eat those cats. I've been explicitly told several times.
Can't eat cats?
I can't eat the cats if the
Well,
apocalypse
your
comes.
cats. I thought you meant like cats in
In
general.
general.
Oh yeah, no. There's some
Eat cats.
alley cats I've been looking at. You know?
You gotta be prepared, man.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared.
Yeah.
Now that we are off that topic.
Yeah.
Yes. That train.
I like cats. I want to go on record saying I would never eat a cat.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't
You're
either.
also vegan, so that kind of cuts out a lot of things. for you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that either, I guess. That's probably, yeah.
Sacrifices.
But this whole time we've been talking, you've been drawing.
Yeah.
We didn't mention, but Kevin is a cartoonist, and he's been drawing this entire time.
Yep. Yeah, and you guys can send you what it looks like when it's done, but it's essentially just a little comic about right before Richard and Jesse got here. That's pretty much it. I draw autobiographical comics mostly, essentially only, and I've been doing sort of a daily. I try to draw every day, but I don't get a chance to update every day, so some days I'll draw like 3 strips, some days I'll draw nothing, and I'll color them in watercolor, so some days is devoted to just coloring.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
I've never been good with my hands. I have no spatial anything
No hand-eye
like that.
coordination.
Yeah. Were you there? Because I know you through some other cartoonist folk. Were you there the night that? Were you one of the people trying to convince me to take part in the closed eyes Simpsons drawing contest?
Maybe.
It was like
whose house was that at? Was that
Brittany's
Biz's?
house?
Oh, was it Brittany's
It
house?
was like fucking 3 a.m. or something.
No, I probably wasn't there if it was 3 in the morning.
My
I like to
time
sleep.
might be off, but like, yeah, it was ridiculous. I was like, you should try.
That sounds really fun.
Draw a Simpsons character.
That sounds really fun. I can try to do that right now.
At it. I was so bad.
Which one do you think? I think you'd be good at it. Which one do you think would be difficult to do? I mean, it's all difficult with the eyes closed, but I feel like you've had practice.
Well,
in doing
anyone
this.
that's not like Bart or Homer.
Can we throw you a tough one?
Hold on.
Okay.
This is going to be really thrilling to all the podcasts.
Let's go off to the side here.
Oh, this is good.
Totally.
Wait.
Oh, that's not.
I just drew Bart. That's horrifying. This is so. I want everyone to.
We can take pictures of these and like put them online.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
That'd
Bart's
be
uncle
fun.
from
Yeah,
the
I can
Sticks.
scan them and send them to you guys.
Can I throw you a curveball?
Sure.
Give me a Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Bleeding Gums
Ooh.
Murphy. Okay. I don't know if it's easier to close my eyes or to just kind of stare off into space.
Either way, yeah. That's fine.
I'm gonna just try staring off into space. So Bleeding Gums Murphy, I'll try to describe this. He's got, I mean, they all have the overbite, but he's got the beard and obviously the shades, kind of sort of like a general like bulb-shaped nose, No pupils in the shades. He's bald. The Simpsons have that weird thing where right over their eyeball they have the sort of the eyebrow ridge.
Yeah.
It manifests itself as just like a little like bump, and then the forehead starts.
Yeah.
So, oh shit! I took my pen off the page. I have no idea what that was. This is gonna be fun. He doesn't have a ponytail.
I thought he had a little.
No, his hair kind of goes back into just like a little
Jerry curly mullet.
Yeah.
It's not a Jerry curly mullet. It's like, I guess actually it is. It's kind of like just a little like bag, like almost like he's wearing a hairnet.
Okay.
Obstacle. Draw the saxophone.
Whoa.
Oh, I can do that's easier than drawing a face.
Connected to his mouth.
No, I already drew him smiling, didn't I?
I'm actually not watching at all. My computer is blocking it, so I'm
the only one who knows what's going on.
I'm in for a surprise.
Okay, he's got a pink shirt and a maroon jacket. I know that. Bleeding Gums Murphy. Fun fact about my life: the episode where he dies is one of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons because I had this really intense relationship with The Simpsons when I was a kid. I loved it. It was like my favorite thing. There was one point in my life where my friend and I... It is, yeah. My friend and I created a religion devoted to Bart Simpson. And there's actually a book, I don't know when it was actually released, but it was like the... was it like The World According to Bart or something?
Bart Simpson's
Bart
Guide
Simpson's
to
Guide to Life. Yeah.
Had that too.
Yeah, but we used that as like our sort of like fake Bible. It was really surface level. Like all we did was say like, yeah, let's start Bartianity, and that's it. And it was based off. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Bart is talking to Milhouse or somebody, or he's written a letter to Milhouse, and he's like, I am Bart, thy God. If I am out, the crusty doll is thy God. If the doll is with me, thou shalt worship the... I don't remember the rest of that quote. I'm really bad at remembering things. I'm so sorry, podcast land.
One episode that I haven't seen in a really long time, but I want to see it again. I don't know, is when The Simpsons join the cult. That cult where like we love the leader.
Oh, no, leader, Batman. Leader. Yeah. No, yeah. So it was the episode where Bleeding Gums Murphy dies, and then the episode where Homer goes on the Vision Quest. Those two episodes are my two of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons. If I had to pick a third, it would be the one where Lisa's substitute. It would be the one, Mr.
Really?
Brand. God damn it, I forget everything. But it's Dustin Hoffman.
But yeah,
but he hands her the note at the end. It's like, never forget this, and this is, you are Lisa Simpson. And it just melts my icy heart. But yeah, so I had like kind of mild insomnia when I was a kid. I was just like, I had a hard time falling asleep. So my dad would sometimes be late for work because he's an accountant, and sometimes like at the end of the month and the beginning of the month they have like this period of like they have to be really late because they're doing all the books and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so like my mom would fall asleep super early because she was kind of a stay-at-home mom, and she was up really early to get me to school. So she would go to sleep and I would still be kind of up, and I would sneak out to the living room and not be able to fall asleep, so sometimes wait for my dad to be home. And we didn't have cable, so I'd turn on Fox, and it was the only thing on because, the X-Files scared the crap out of me. Yeah. And there was nothing else on. So The Simpsons was on like before the X. They showed that before like reruns of the X-Files. Yeah, so I would watch. Yeah, I would watch The Simpsons, and that was one of the very vivid memories. I watched the episode where Bleeding Gums Murphy dies. And the song at the end, he comes back as like the Mufasa cloud with all of the James Earl Jones characters. Yeah. And it's just like me sitting on my couch, like this big pleather couch, watching The Simpsons. And I was probably like 9 years old, and that's what got me hooked.
Oh man. Yeah, I started young too because like I lived in Colorado when I was really young. But I think we moved to Michigan when I was 6 or 7, and like we didn't have cable either. So it was like that was the only show that was kind of in my age range. Like my parents like didn't much. They were like, we get the joke, you know. Like some parents were like, that Bart Simpson's a bad influence, and we're like, my parents were at least smart enough to be like, I get the joke they're making, so they were fine with me watching it. But like, it was just that, and then during the day it was just PBS, just all the PBS,
good old stuff. PBS.
How old were you?
I was born in '89, so.
Oh yeah, how were you when you were talking about this?
Oh, that must have been like 5 or 6.
Okay,
like,
cool, yeah.
Still pretty young, but.
And that's around the time of.
I got hooked early on The Simpsons.
That's around the time of Bobby's World.
Oh yeah.
I remember. I was living in Chicago at the time. Before we moved, before my mom decided to have a litter. And
you have a brother and a sister,
and another brother too.
You do?
I have 2 brothers. I know.
Yeah, that's right.
There's that one always hiding in the background.
Well, I forget. It's been like several years.
It's been a while.
Richard and I met in high school, and I haven't. We're now 24. What are you? 25? Are you 24?
I'm 20 fucking 5. I know.
You're gonna die sooner than us.
That's what everybody says.
only mathematics.
Why does everybody say that?
Because hit by a bus.
It's a fun joke.
Yeah, buses clearly hit the people that are slightly older.
It's like, that guy's got 1 year on this guy.
That's 1,000 points.
Yeah, callback.
Man, my mom would take me home from a Catholic school that I was going to at the time. Later, I went on to public school. Let that be known. But yeah.
Why?
So, what?
Because you want to be cool?
Because I want to be cool. No, because
cool.
I hated that school. I hated it so much.
I went to a private
white
school.
White kids in private school is just so late.
I went to a private school where my class was 5 kids. My seventh and 8th grade, mind you, 7th and 8th grade were the same class, so the same people for 2 years, because 5th and 6th grade were the same class, and then 7th and 8th grade were the same class.
That is the most private school.
Very fucked up. 80 kids in the whole school.
Are you sure?
Wow.
Are you sure your school wasn't just like an experiment?
It was food.
They did. There was Mary and Medina. They were very nice cooks, and then one of my favorite meals that they fixed up for us was white rice and butter.
Oh.
I was always waiting for. I'm not lying.
East meets West.
I was waiting for white rice and butter day. Chipped beef on toast, chicken a la king, pizza Friday.
Chickpeas on toast?
Chipped beef on toast. Which, I don't know what that is.
I don't think anyone does.
Their cheese toast was the shit, though. It was literally just like a piece of toast, like white bread toast, with a Kraft single on it. Like that they put under a bake light.
Like a broiler?
Yeah, like a broiler. It was so fucking good. It was so good. And there was I didn't really like pizza at all when I was a kid, but they had really good pizza in retrospect, and it was kind of spicy. I don't know what it was made of. It was very good.
That's good.
I'm used to that public school pizza.
Yeah, this was better than public school pizza.
Where the crust is
home cooking. It was actually like home cooking.
That's really nice, especially with such a small class size. You could actually do that instead of just break open another barrel.
There were 80 kids in the whole school.
Yeah,
and that was nursery, junior kindergarten, and then 1st through 8th grade. Yeah. Anyway, in regards to diversity, out of the 5 kids in my graduating class, one of them got expelled, so 6 kids was what was supposed to be. 6 would be 50% African American. 3 white kids, 3 black kids, and actually 3 boys, 2 girls at the end. 5. So it's pretty diverse, honestly.
It's not bad for that small.
In terms of Chicago's North Side private school, I feel like that's okay. And I don't know how horrible I just realized I probably sound saying like, yeah, we're cool. Like, we have some different colors here.
Black people love me.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna get murdered by people who are really devoted fans of Death Race and and that's it.
This is the only really hope those are all the murders on the list. To think I met you right after all that was over.
We met the first day of summer school before freshman year.
Before freshman year, I was. Yeah, we were both taking an intro art class.
Sidebar: this Bleedingham's Murphy came out real good.
I was watching.
Well, I also put some Krusty. I tried to do Krusty, and they overlapped.
Oh. I thought his soul was exploding out of his face. Or
no, but it also looks like a weird like hair lip happening when you put the teeth in there.
We're definitely gonna have to take
Scan
a picture
that,
of
We're posting this up.
that.
Oh yeah, let's see. Would you like to play a game?
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Would you like to play a game?
So we did this segment last week. It's pretty fun. I don't think we have a title for it yet.
No.
Because, wait.
It should be Richard creepily asking, would you like to play a game every year?
Play a game.
But I gotta show my cards, though. You told me what this game was.
Oh, yeah. That's where I slap your shins really hard.
Yeah.
What a horrible game.
I know. And then you have to try to pray, but I don't listen. So I keep slapping your shins.
It's called Shin Smack. Shin Smacky.
But yeah, so we played it last week. We did a new twist. Do you know if the phrase "choose your own adventure" is copyright material?
I sure hope not.
All right. Otherwise, we're going to be bleeping a lot of this "choose your own adventure."
Fun times. You can just edit that in. We'll call it fun times.
Well, it might be because I know that the Goosebumps, when they did their Choose Your Own Adventures, was like a...
Choose your own scare?
Yeah, it was something with a scare. I was thinking it was a pun on the word scare.
Uh-oh.
I think you're
Hope
fine.
no one gets litigious.
No one's going to hear this.
I don't... Thank you for your vote of confidence.
You're welcome, host. Thanks for having me on. You guys suck.
Let's give him the worst adventure.
If it means anything to those attorneys out there, we're drinking PBRs and High Lifes.
Not anymore, we're not.
That is true.
Yes.
Thank you for the delicious... Well, let's fucking plug it. Who cares?
Yeah, I think we really should.
Rogue's Double Chocolate Stout.
Yeah.
It was pretty damn tasty.
Rogue Brewery in Oregon has a special release, a double chocolate stout. Super chocolatey and stouty. That's
delicious.
That's all the adjectives I can formulate right now, because as we referenced the fact that we were drinking, I realized I was drinking.
Oh man, your brain caught up. Okay, so
my face caught up. My face goes numb first. That's how I know that I'm feeling things.
The corners of my mouth. No,
I never get that.
Never the corners?
No.
Oh.
Do you mind if I take out 2 of these?
If you like.
I'm psyched to play this game.
Okay, so we have four adventures in a hat. Last week we just kind of started with one, but this week we decided we're gonna let the guest literally choose his own adventure.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, we start.
That's fun. I get to pick the quest.
Before doing so, we'll explain that you will be the adventurer. Did you know? And we will be the 2 fates.
Game masters.
Yeah.
The game masters. So we'll give you, 2 different paths, the divergent paths that you could take, and whoever's you choose, then we'll continue on. Yeah. You'll be going down that path.
Sweet.
All right. So, first things first. choose an adventure.
Oh, I get to pick from a hat, guys.
Yeah.
What does the hat say on it?
The hat says Archdiocese Cemeteries of Chicago.
It's when I used to work in a cemetery after I needed money after freshman year of college. So I worked in a cemetery. It was honestly the best job.
What cemetery did you work in?
Mary. Let's see. What was it?
Was it the one on Pulaski?
No. It was on Milwaukee and Dempster.
I remember you told me about that. And you were like, "Yep, digging graves," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Wait,
John.
did you actually dig graves?
I hope not.
But
you just made it sound cooler.
I did. But for real though, John Wayne Gacy is buried there in an unmarked grave.
Oh, weird.
His parents are buried there in marked graves, but theirs is consistently desecrated.
His is the one with the balloons tied to it.
Oh, if only I knew.
Because that's where the party's at.
Damn.
Right? Right? Did I get it right?
I was going for a clown reference.
I know.
It was a corny time in my life.
This is the one covered in silly string.
And limbs. Okay, so...
Parts. The sink was full of soapy water.
All right, so I'm glad you picked this one because it was one of mine, and I am super excited. This was the one that I wrote down first. I was like,
okay,
fuck yeah,
cool.
All right, so you awake hanging from the limbs of a tall tree in a loosely lashed hammock. All you have on you is a knife and a spear, both of which you made. From beneath you comes the loud sound of a sleeping gargantuan creature. Do you hit the snooze on your mental clock, or...
Foolish.
Or do you roll out of that hammock and try to, I don't know, I guess face the fright in front of you?
Oh, I see what this is. Do the listeners know what's happening? Like the formula for this? Okay, I understand.
We're just improvising.
Okay, well, you're reading the first option, and then Richard is improvising. That's what I.
Every choice.
Yeah, and it flips. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I hit the snooze on my mental alarm? So, just chill in the hammock and see what happens? Or do I roll out of the hammock and face whatever noise is below me?
You have a spear and a knife.
And a knife. And was I wearing clothes? Was that a thing?
Yeah, I mean...
What's my armor class? That's what I'm asking.
No,
I'm nervous.
Now we understand.
Fucking around.
I didn't bring any dice. I was tempted to.
I don't own my own D20. I've been thinking about buying a pair.
Oh, we bought 4 sets of polyhedra, just full sets. This is with 6 people.
Yeah, the people that I play with, they have a big jar, so I don't need to buy my own.
Nice.
Yeah, we're talking about D&D. Anyway, so what if it's a friendly animal and I can ride it? Or
I mean, it's for you to decide.
I'm gonna snooze on my mental alarm. Does that imply that I go back to bed and just don't give a fuck?
For a little bit, yeah.
Well, I would absolutely give a fuck. So I'm rolling out of my hammock because if something's happening, I'm freaked out that I don't understand where I am. I'm not the type to wind up on a desert island without knowing why I'm there.
Okay.
Is this Lost? Am I on Lost?
Stop breaking the game.
I love breaking the game. This is fun. That's how I play games. Let's keep going.
It's not a polar bear, I'll tell you that. You shake around in the hammock, wait around, and you look below. You keep your spear tight with you, and then you roll down, and you're flying down the treetops towards this gargantuan creature and screaming a bunch. Now, this gargantuan creature starts scurrying away behind a tree nearby, and it hides behind it, and it peeks out at you. You land face flat on the ground, but you are able to get up. Do you throw the spear at the creature, or
do you run in the other direction?
Can you describe what the creature looks like?
There's a flaw in this game.
Yeah, there's a huge flaw in this game.
You're right, it's a polar bear. Damn it,
okay.
it's Rickster.
When I'm falling out of the tree, I'm screaming.
Let's say it looks like Grendel.
Well, shit, I'm running. I run.
It ran away from you.
I have no Warple Blade. Warple Blade? How do you say that?
It ain't no Jabberwocky.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of get out of the situation.
So you're running through the forest.
I feel like the odds that the creature the creature is going to be violent towards me is more likely than it's going to be friendly, especially if I'm falling out of the canopy screaming. So I'm gonna move away from it and try and find out why I'm in this jungle.
All right. So you are running through the forest. The leaves just whipping past you, just through the underbrush. You hear a barking from behind you. You can't tell if it's the creature that you just saw, but you hear it getting farther and farther away. And you turn to look, and as you do, your right foot hits a snare, and you whip into the air.
Son of a bitch.
So, do you? Oh, sorry. As that happens,
Yeah, that's my first
your
option.
knife drops.
can't cut myself.
Do you try to reach for the blade, pull it like using your body weight to pull the snare down?
Okay.
Or do you try to pull yourself up and untie yourself? Oh, sorry. Shit.
No.
That's fine. That's good. I think for me, so we're learning things about me the way this is working. For me, I would probably have a harder time like pulling myself down, but I could bend up forward. Like I have core strength.
Okay.
So I would probably try to go up and untie myself. If that doesn't work, then I'm kind of fucked because the blood is going to rush to my brain pretty fast, probably.
Okay.
Pass out and die.
So you bend up and you're essentially like climbing up your legs to reach the knot, and you're kind of fiddling around with it. It's pretty tight, and you're getting it like a little loose. Like you can put a finger in and then another finger in. You're kind of loosening it up a little bit, but then you hear this sort of rustling in the distance. These leaves shaking about, and it's getting closer and closer, and it's this muffled chatter, and you don't know if it's one thing or two things or three things or a whole fucking gang of them.
Okay.
So you're working pretty quickly, and you know I don't know. Are you still holding the spear?
Yeah, I am still holding the
You're still
spear.
holding the
You
spear.
drop the knife, you still have the spear.
Well, I
Okay.
could use the spear to.
Yeah. So I think the obvious choice here would probably be using your spear to cut yourself down. So you do that,
Okay.
and you're looking around the bottom. You're looking around the leaves and the dirt, and you can't seem to find your knife. And like it must have just like slipped and like bounced off in some direction. So do you stay there as the chatter and the noises and the rustling get louder and louder as they're coming closer to you? Or do you run behind a tree, but your curiosity may take hold of you and you hide behind a tree? So do you stay there and keep looking for your knife, or do you run back?
So I've cut myself down. I hear some chatter. Something could be more than one thing. Could be just like a thing that makes a lot of noise approaching me. Do I save the time to look for my knife? Do I still have? I still have my spear though, right?
Still have your spear. But this knife is very helpful.
I'm still gonna
pass down to you.
go behind the tree though. I think that like I'm still very disoriented. I don't know my surroundings very well. I'm still gonna go behind the tree.
Okay.
I'm not gonna face danger head on unless it like forces me to.
Okay. So as you're sitting behind this tree, just trying to keep your breath to a minimum. You're holding your spear at the ready, and you notice some holes along the side of your spear. You're not quite sure, but you see one. You see one that's a little bit bigger. Do you sit and wait, or do you try to play something?
Like it's a flute? Like my spear, it's a flute?
It's a spear flute. Did you know?
What's gonna happen if I play a spear flute? Yeah, I'm gonna play the spear flute. I'm done trying to break this game. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna let you guys tell the story.
Oh, we're breaking it too.
So
it's fun.
As you lift the spear to
Give me
your
another
mouth.
Simpsons character to draw while you guys...
Give me Wiggum.
Okay, I got Wiggum.
Man.
Keep going.
Okay. So as you raise the spear to your face, you hear a tune in your head. You don't know where it's from. You know nothing of your past.
Okay.
But you play the song, and you hear a massive roar from far off.
Oh shit!
Coming from the direction where you were camping.
Could it be this beast? Have I summoned a beast?
Could it be the Megazord?
I was thinking like a Epona.
So you hear the roar. Do you?
It's not Wiggum.
But you've also tipped off. This is a nice Wiggum. You've also tipped off the rustling in the
Yeah.
brush,
So
and it's
okay.
getting louder.
So I played this thing. Essentially, what is probably the beast from before is rushing towards me, hopefully in help, and then also the whatever they are in the bushes. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you stand to face your attackers, or do you run?
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna stand.
Okay.
I don't know who's I don't know if the voices coming to me are attackers, and I don't know if the animal is an attacker. But
Okay. Did you use the flute?
Yeah,
at this point, I'm flying on gut instinct. Yeah. Another Simpsons character.
Oh. Can you drop a quote in on it as well?
I guess. Yeah, I could totally
can I get a
write.
Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah, sure.
When his heart breaks.
The best quotes. My baby. And they took the sugar away.
So
good. Okay.
So the beasts and noisies are running towards me.
the beasts and the noisies are running towards you, and your noise that you're making out of that damn flute spear,
Which is an awesome thing to have.
which is great.
I'm
It's
gonna co-op that for.
so what was your choice? Do you run away?
No, I'm standing.
Oh, you're
I'm waiting.
standing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you continue to stand and wait, and
Let's advance the SWAT.
it's taking some time. Okay, they're really slow. They're really slow about it. So you kind of dabble on the flute. You know, you play a little bit of Beverly Hills Cop. You and then
I can play Hot Crossbones on the recorder.
so as you're playing the Beverly Hills Cop, as you're figuring it out on this flute, this brown Grendel bear-like monster comes out and starts dancing.
Right, wait,
and
we
twirling.
established that this beast looks like Grendel.
Yeah,
Forgot that.
He looks like Grendel, but you still hear the other rustling in the woods. So, but you see this beast right in front of you, and
He's
it's just
dancing.
dancing.
So
It's
he's
just
happy
dancing.
to see me.
Yeah, he's having a good time, and whenever you stop, he stops too, and he breathes really hard because dancing is really hard for Grendel, or Grendel-like monster. But
You just call him what he is.
But you see eventually that the rustling in the woods reveals itself. It's people. They're people.
Okay.
Poachers! They're
Poachers?
poachers. They're poachers. They're looking for this Grendel monster, and the Grendel monster, kind of hides a little bit a little behind you or something.
Do they have Australian accents?
All poachers.
Because all poachers have Australian accents.
TV poachers are
All
Australian.
TV poachers. I'm thinking the dude from Jurassic Park.
Yep.
I'm thinking, well, no, the guy from the movie The Pest was like Swiss. Do you ever see the movie The Pest? Oh,
See, they're foreign poachers.
I would remake The Pest.
Yeah.
I would remake The
There we
Pest.
And we've got it.
Oh God, we'll get back to
We'll
this.
get back to that.
Remake The Pest.
Do you guys know what The Pest is?
Yeah.
Like
John Leguizamo is being hunted by the guy who's plays I don't know the actor's name, but he's Lydia's father in Beetlejuice, and he's the principal.
Oh, yeah.
He's Rooney in Ferris Bueller.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that actor's name. I wish I did.
He's around so often. So, him, that guy, the guy who plays Rudy.
So
Imagine that.
So he's the
character.
poacher.
He's the poacher, and he's with his gang behind him, and they're like, "Look over there, some foreign accent,
Southern now?
some undecipherable. Let's pretend it's an undecipherable accent from nowhere or somewhere."
Okay, it doesn't matter what the accent is.
And
I'm not playing favorites here.
and he sees you with the spear, and then he sees the monster behind you, just kind of hiding and curling away, even though he's much bigger than them. So, do you protect the monster with your spear and just raise it up at the poachers, or
do you yell for the monster to run with you?
Yeah, I'm jumping on the monster's back. I'm gonna run with him.
it's gonna be like a
As you jump
This is Avatar.
midair,
never-ending story?
it clicks in your head that the monster has been with you this entire time.
Yeah, of course
As
he
you
is.
see a tiny little saddle.
Oh, awesome.
You hop right in, and you ride the
Yay.
monster off. And he's making this like weird, like purring, gurgling noise, and you just run off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, that's it. So we escaped the poachers.
Yeah.
The end.
I'm gonna be honest. When I had this in mind, I wanted you riding a dinosaur, but I'm glad it turned out this to be so.
So, I was intended to fall from the canopy and land on a dinosaur, and that's where the adventure would begin.
Yeah, but
I mean, who knows where these things go? That's
That's fun.
improv's not easy.
Yeah, I like that.
yes, and
That was fun.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
Hello, and welcome back to Fuzzy People. And now we have a game by our very own Jesse.
Hello. It's not so much a game. For this last segment, I wanted to do something special. It might be recurring. We'll see how it turns out. But we live in the future, you guys. It's 2014. The world is it's moving on. The largest growing population and language in this country is Spanish. So I wanted to help you guys out. Teach you some Spanish phrases. I studied a lot of Spanish most of my high school career and most of my college career, though I don't have a minor or anything, because long story. So I'm going to start you guys off with some phrases for this week. So repeat after me. Así que donde pusiste todos los plátanos?
Así que donde pusiste todos los plátanos.
So that is where you put all those bananas.
Ah.
Very useful.
Finally.
Bueno, más bananas para mí.
Number 2. No va a hacer malabares todos estos bebés.
No va a hacer malos
Malabares
malabares Todos estos
Bebés.
babies.
No, I will not juggle all of those babies.
Right, I don't want to. It's dangerous.
Precious commodity.
Exactly.
Don't shake or juggle your baby.
They are our future, you guys. Did you know that? Did you know that?
We're teaching them Spanish.
Number 3. Esto no es el lugar apropiado.
Esto no es el lugar apropiado
Para plantar a un niño.
para plantar a un niño. I know what that means.
This is not the proper place to plant a child.
Oh, I thought it was, this is not the proper clothing to bury a child. This would be ropa and tombe.
Number 4. No toque la cara, por favor.
No toque la cara, por favor.
Toque la cara, por favor.
That's the only one Richard's gotten so far.
I know, right? All of high school and nothing.
This one's super useful. Please don't touch my face.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't
good.
you dare.
He's notorious for touching faces in Spanish-speaking language.
And our last one for this evening. Tómeme al futuro.
Tómeme al futuro.
Quiero encontrar a una señora
Quiero encontrar a una señora
con piel azul y genitales extraños.
con piel azul y genitales contradas.
Extraños.
Extraños. What's
Take me to the
contradas?
future. I want to meet a lady with blue skin and weird genitals.
Ah.
Fifth Element.
Guys, I've been watching too much science fiction.
Yeah.
So that was your Spanish lesson for this evening. And thank you guys for listening to Fuzzy People. You can find us on iTunes or at machineculture.com. Kevin, is there anything you would like to promote?
Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me. I'm on the Twitter at knitted sweater. Knitted
Sweater.
KNITTED sweater. My Tumblr, which I do update with comics pretty regularly, at least a couple times a week, is Kevin, it's KVIN, Budnik, BUDNIK.tumblr.com.
Fantastic. Check out Kevin's stuff. Also, I guess, Richard, you have a Twitter, correct? So this is the part of the program where the recording mysteriously turned into indecipherable robot voice, and just as Richard was about to plug his Twitter. So now, to pay respect to that lost footage, that tragedy of recording prowess, we're going to do the rest of this little plug section in robot voice. As of right.
My true form has been revealed. Oil is my blood. Circuits are my nerves. Hate, pain, gloom. All I think of is hate. Simple robot hate. I'm so angry with it. Give me a happy robot. Not programmed that way. Wish. I gave my dreams. Make them stop. All those memories that are yours. It's hard to go on. Most days, I'm on Twitter. It posts me saying, where can you be found on Twitter? Ridgebot. You can find me at robot word spelled robot Polish. Spelled KNIACUK. Now you have the codes. And we can be found on machineculture.com and on iTunes. And special thanks to Mike Megan for letting us use his music as our introduction. And you can find him at RXM Reality.
But yeah, I'm at Jesse Nicholas. That's JesseNicolas. That's the perks of having a weird fucking last name.
No, you're like the golfer. You're like Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah, it's
Like when you
close.
say-
It's close.
Everybody
Yeah.
confuses him with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
maybe everybody's just me when I was like 13.
You should just get a picture.
A lot of golf.
But thank you so much for listening. We will catch you next time. All right. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.